Hello, friends, and welcome to another session of Inclusive Cloud New. Today, we are going to learn how do we pass journal vouchers in Inclusive Cloud, especially knocking off those vouchers against customer invoices and managing GL accounts and how to get a deposit or a cash list from the system. So most of these activities are basically for people who are using the account section of Inclusive Cloud. So without wasting much time, let us get into the application and learn more. For those of you who use Inclusive Cloud, there are sometimes dilemmas where customers pay a little less amount or some amount which is lying extra with us. You don't want to just write off that amount, but you want to account for that amount. So one simple way of doing some extra or less accounts is when you receive a receipt. So say, for example, I'm creating a new receipt and I exactly know. So say, for example, this is like 4772.25, and I know that my customer has paid me only 4772 or 4770. So what I can do in this case is I can, let me just show you how do you do that. So I can select 4770 and when I go to this invoice, I can mark off 4770 here and put in a discount of 2.25 because I know that this amount is never going to be received by us. So what literally happens here is there is an auto journal voucher which the system would pass. And if you look into the ledger report of the customer, so you would see that there's a cash receipt of 4770 and there's a discount of 2.25, which is basically a JV which is being passed. Now, alternately, you can have another system wherein you could accumulate these payments for a later time because you really don't know whether the customer is going to pay that 2 rupees 25 paisa. And eventually, at the end of 3 months or 6 months, you would want to pass a single JV for all these entries. So for doing that, you have in accounts something called as voucher. Now, when you go to create a new voucher, you can select a warehouse, you can select which customer you want to give this thing to. So I would say I want to give it to this particular customer. And how much do I want to give it for? I want to give, say, a 30 rupee and I want to credit the customer. Now, why do I want to give this? So I have other ledgers and I've got only this one ledger here, courier charges, missed an invoice. Now, if I want to create a new ledger, I can go into masters. I've got something known as finance and here I've got GL accounts. So I can go and add a new GL account which says, so there are these groups which are there. So I can put it in direct expenses and I can say, uh, something like this, or and I can put an opening balance and I can save this. So now this is a new GL which is created and I can go into others and now I have discount to customer and I've added this. So I can save this and this is my voucher which gets saved. So now you can look into the ledger report for this particular voucher by going into other ledgers and say discount to customer and you can pull it from any period and you would see the ledger report. Alternately, you can also do one thing. You can go into accounts module and receipts. And if you want to knock off these receipts which you are entering on account, so you can go to on account mapping and search for these on account receipts and knock them off. Sorry, my bad. This was Cloud Furnishing, which was the name of the customer. And here I can see the 30 rupee voucher. I can select that. I can look at what all are the invoices pending of the customer. So there is this voucher which I want to knock it off against, and I can save this. So I can basically go on doing this on account mapping till all the on account vouchers of the customer are mapped. So I have this facility wherein I can enter a JV and knock it off against all the open invoices of the customer. So this is how you do a general voucher and pass off multiple discounts, or you need to pass off multiple receipt entries against a single customer. And this is how you can do that very simply. Thank you for watching and keep learning with Inclusive Cloud.